What lies beneath the surface of our deepest fears? He had not spoken to another human being in 31 days. Stay until the end, or the water finally stills. The darkness was almost palpable, a living entity that wrapped itself around him like a shroud. Every move he made echoed through the cave, a reminder that he was not alone, yet utterly isolated. As he swam deeper, the water pressure increased, a constant reminder of the weight of the world above. The cave's entrance was a distant memory, a fading light in the darkness. He had been warned not to dive so deep, but he had to see it for himself, to feel the rush of adrenaline as he explored the unknown. What happened next changed everything he thought he knew about himself. The cave's walls were a deep, foreboding brown, like the earth itself was swallowing him whole. He navigated through the winding tunnels, his heart pounding in his chest, as he stumbled upon an underwater lake. The water was crystal clear, a stark contrast to the darkness that surrounded him. The silence that followed was unlike any he had ever heard. It was as if the world had stopped moving, and all that was left was the sound of his own breathing. As he floated on the surface of the lake, he felt a sense of peace wash over him, a sense of being connected to something greater than himself. But it was short-lived, as he soon realized he was lost. The entrance to the cave was nowhere to be seen, and he was left with only his thoughts to guide him. The darkness closed in around him, and he was forced to confront his deepest fears. The first turning point came when he stumbled upon an underwater river, its currents strong and unforgiving. He had to decide whether to follow the river, hoping it would lead him back to the entrance, or to continue exploring the cave. He chose to follow the river, and it took him on a journey through the depths of the earth. The water was icy cold, and he could feel his body numb, but he pressed on, driven by a sense of curiosity and adventure. The river led him to a vast underwater chamber, its ceiling lost in darkness. The room was filled with towering stalactites, their tips glistening in the dim light. He swam through the chamber, his eyes wide with wonder, as he realized the sheer scale of the cave. The chamber was a natural wonder, a testament to the power of geological forces that had shaped the earth over millions of years. As he explored the chamber, he came across a narrow passageway, barely large enough for him to squeeze through. The second turning point came when he had to decide whether to crawl through the passageway or to return to the river. He chose to crawl through the passageway, and it led him to a hidden cavern, filled with bioluminescent creatures. The cavern was a magical place, a world unlike any he had ever seen. The creatures lit up the darkness, their glow illuminating the cavern. He watched in awe, as they danced and swirled around him, their lights flickering like stars in the night sky. The cavern was a place of wonder, a place where the boundaries between reality and fantasy blurred. He felt as though he had entered a dream world, a world where the laws of physics no longer applied. The third turning point came when he realized he had to leave the cavern and find his way back to the surface. He was running out of air, and he knew he had to act quickly. He said